What's going on, guys? This is Miasin. So this is going to be a Tenyi Swordswoul combo video, which means deck profile tomorrow, testing video in 2 days, blah blah blah. It's always the same thing with me. And before this combo video starts, make sure you like and subscribe, because I'm going to show you guys 5 combos that are pretty nice, that allow you to pop off with Tenyi Swordswoul just with your Tenyi cards sometimes, and sometimes obviously you're going to be relying on the 1 or maybe maximum 2 Swordswoul cards to play. And now let's get right into combo number 1. So Ashuna and Vishuddha, pretty much nothing, and look at what you can do. So we're going to be special summoning it, make the monk, and then summon the Vishuddha, because you can only use you can only use the effect of a Tenyi monster when you control no effect monsters. So do that before you use the effect of Ashuna, otherwise you're going to get locked. Anyways, now you're going to be summoning for the the Adara, and then make the Chijiao. You don't really want to go for the Moyi in this situation. You want to go for the Tai A, even though you technically could go Adara, recycle back the Ashuna in order to have a reveal for the Moyi. The reason why we don't do that is because we want to keep the Adara in the graveyard, so you can revive it back and do a play that you're going to see in like 2 seconds, so I'm not going to spoil it. Anyways, now make the Baxia. The Tai is going to be foolishing for the Adara, which you can actually banish right away in order to search for the Shuna. And now you can destroy the Monk of the Tenyi, revive back the second Adara, which is going to allow you to sink into Chao Fang. Now this is actually pretty dangerous, because this Chao Fang was synchro summoned using the light attribute Yangzing monster that is Baxia, which means that as long as it's on the field, your opponent cannot activate effects of monsters that are light attributes. So if you're playing against Drytron, this is game over. A lot of decks would actually scoop to this literally on the spot. And also Chijiao is kind of like a Veiler in a way, proactive by banishing a Swordswoul or Wear monster from your hand or graveyard. And also another thing is that Chao Fang also has other kind of trigger effects in a way where when a monster your opponent controls is destroyed by battle by card effect, you can special summon a weird monster from your deck that matches that attribute. And also when Chao Fang is destroyed by battle by card effect, you can add a tuner monster from your deck to your hand. It is also a Wyrm, so you can pop it with a sudden shift in order to destroy 2 cards your opponent controls, and on top of that, search Ash from your deck to your hand. So this Chao Fang is really dangerous as an interruption, especially if you have the Blackout. That's the name of the trap card. But that's it for combo number 1. Let's get into combo number 2. Alright, combo number 2, and a lot of cards in this hand are actually interchangeable with other things. Like, you really don't need these specific cards to do the combo that I'm going to show you. But anyways, let's get into this combo. So, special summon the Ashuna and then make the Monk of the Tenyi. Use the Vessel for the Dragon Cycle. This card is nasty if you control a face-up non-effect monster, because instead of just sending a rare monster from your deck to the grave, you can also add a Tenyi monster on top of that. So it's actually a kind of +1 in a way now, instead of just being like a Foolish Burial. So now you're foolishing for the Adara and you're searching for the Vishuddha, and you're going to be summoning the Vishuddha and then use the effect of Ashuna, summon the Adara. So this is the setup that was really... We pretty much had something very identical on combo number 1, but now there is a difference because we already have that Adara in the graveyard, meaning that we can go for the Moyi instead of Tai A if we really want to, and now we're going to be recycling back the Ashuna. Now we're going to be searching the Tai A still, because there's another better play that we can do later down the line. But yeah, anyways, summon the token by banishing the Vishuddha, make the Baxia. Foolish for the Moyi now. This is going to be irrelevant. And now you're going to be popping the Monk of the Tenyi, revive back the Adara, make the Chao Fang, then Monster Reborn, revive back the Moyi, and you're going to be revealing Ashuna in order to summon that token, and then synchro for the third interruption, which is going to be Draco Berserker with the Tenyi, but also draw 1 card with Moyi, which could be a Hand Shab, could be a Sudden Shift, whatever, or could be another extender, like the Long Yuan, so you can make the level 10 synchro. And look at this, man. Pretty nice with a 3-card combo, but again, you've seen absolutely nothing. Let's get into combo number 3. Alright, so this is where the good combos actually start becoming, you know, a thing, because the issue with Ashuna is that it locks you under Wyrm only for the rest of the turn, like special summon from the extra deck Wyrm only, so we couldn't really make like really disgusting negates like Baroness and Dragite while we had, you know, Ashuna luck early on. But now we don't really start our plays with the Tenyi cards, we just have the Tenyi spell card with Moyi and Long Yuan, pretty good hand. So yeah, we can reveal that Long Yuan in order to summon that token, and then use the effect, well, use the spell card Vessel for for the Dragon Cycle right away, so Foolish for the Tai A very specifically, and you're going to be summoning, well, searching the Adara also very specifically. This combo plays around Nibiru because this is going to be summon number 4, that second token, and summon number 5 is going to be Baroness de Fleur, so Nibiru can just get negated by the Baroness. And now we have an Adara in the graveyard with a Tai in the graveyard, and we still have our level 8 plays going, so Chijiao, Moye draw 1, and then search for the Monster Reborn, revive back the Tai A, and then banish the Moye in order to summon that token. Then we have a non-effect monster on the field, so we can actually banish that Adara in order to recycle back Moye from her banished, and then sing for the Dragite. Foolish for Tenyi Spirit Chitana or pretty much anything at this point, but it has to be specifically a water if we want to use the effect of Dragite, because, I mean, that's the condition for the negation of Dragite, and we had to banish the Moye in order to recycle it back. But one thing that you could have done is banish the Long Yuan instead, and then you still have Moye in the graveyard, but you have Long Yuan in your hand, because the Adara can recycle it back, and then your Tai A can Foolish for any other Wyrm at this point. So definitely an option that you can actually do, but this time we actually have Omni Negates that are very dangerous, so Dragite and Baroness de Fleur, still with a Chijiao, a draw, and a recycle back from the banish thanks to the Adara. So that's it for combo number 3, let's get into combo number 4. Alright, so what happens when you draw the 3 Tenyi monsters, the 3 main Tenyi monsters that people play in Tenyi Swordswoul? Look at what you can do. So special summon Ashuna every single time, it's always the same thing, and then summon the Vishuddha, then normal summon the Adara, make Needle Fiber, wow, interesting, summon Adara from the deck, and then Ashuna summon the Vishuddha from the deck, Adara recycle back Ashuna, Jesus. Okay, now finally make the level 8 synchro. So Needle Fiber is interesting in this situation because we actually still keep it on the field, and this is going to be relevant for a few reasons. But anyways, Long Yuan going to be special summoning itself and then make the level 10 synchro that isn't Baroness, because we are locked under Wyrm monsters only because of the Ashuna. And yeah, I mean, even if we pass turn on this board, it's still really good, and we can technically make a Baroness on our opponent's turn because the Needle Fiber can turn into Formula Synchron, which draws us 1 card. Pretty much just substitute for the fact that we didn't have the Moye draw, but if you wanted to go for the Moye draw, well, you technically could have, since this card pretty much searches any Swordswoul card from your deck to your hand. But yeah, whatever, after you use the effect of the Chijiao to negate something, you can immediately quick sync into Baroness de Fleur, and that's how you get your negate. And if you draw a hand shop off of the Formula Synchron, even better. But that's it for this combo, let's get into the 5th and final combo. Alright, so this combo is going to be pretty relevant because it was basically just a random hand that I drew, and in theory, it looks really awkward, right? Vishuddha, Goldsark, Imper, Madara, Long Yuan. How are you supposed to play this one out? It looks really tricky, and trust me, it is, because the Long Yuan doesn't allow you to get to go into the level 8 synchro. So, I mean, I would maybe have to go like special summon Vishuddha, and then normal summon the Adara, and then make the level 8 synchro that way, but I don't know, I feel like it could just be better, right? Absolutely, it is. So, discard the Adara, summon the level 4 token, whatever, Goldsark, and then banish the Tai A, Adara recycle back the Tai A. Best way to play around hand shops as well, because up until now, nothing was ashable at all. I mean, the Goldsark banishes a card, the Adara recycles back a card from the banished into the hand, so there was just nothing our opponent could have done to hand shop us at all, and now we make Baroness de Fleur, so this combo not only maxes out the amount of negates that you can do, but it's a little better than that on top of that. So anyways, Tai A going to be summoning the token now, and then make the level 8 synchro, and Foolish for the Moye, of course, search the Monster Reborn, and then Monster Reborn provide back the Moye, reveal the Vishuddha from her hand, and then summon that token, make Dragite, draw 1 card, and look at this, man. Just like that, a really awkward hand, even considering the fact that we drew a talents that doesn't matter, was able to do all of that. And the hand didn't even look that good. This is a clever way to use Goldsark, even though the main usage of Goldsark is to banish the chop card, Blackout, or Sudden Shift, so you can summon a level 4 token, meaning that even if your Tai A or Moye gets negated, you can still summon a tuner token that you can use in order to synchro summon. So yeah, that is another way to utilize Goldsark, in case y'all were wondering. But that's pretty much it for my Tenyi Swordswoul combo video. Really hope you guys were able to enjoy, learn a thing or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. If you did, let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.